Good afternoon. This is Pastor Troy, and today I want to talk about compartmentalization for their comprehension, so they can grasp who we are. And um, I think this is a frustrating topic, really, to deal with for me because I never really quite get to be complete around most people. Um, I don't know how you INFJs are, but it seems like in my life I have to compartmentalize certain aspects of my character, my emotions, my intellect. Um, I have to compartmentalize, my thoughts. Um, Basically, many parts of my personality have been compartmentalized in order to get along and for others to be able to comprehend me. And I don't think most people realize that what they comprehend about me are just fragments, basically, of who I am, and not the whole or complete person of who I am. Now, this is different than a narcissist, which a narcissist is someone who actually produces a complete persona or a false self, a false front. Whereas I myself don't produce anything false. It's just I produce, or I actually just show a certain aspect of my character or my personality, or I show different parts of me to different people depending on who they are and what they're able to comprehend. But in the long run, this is frustrating because, in one of my videos, I talked about, how that we INFJs are true to our core. And eventually, whatever's in the core is going to come out. And I apologize for the wiggling and all that because I don't have my tripod here today or I would have had it set up. So I'm having to hold the camera. Um, Eventually there's going to be parts of our core that are going to rise up and they're going to show themselves and they're going to manifest themselves. And it's not because we're hiding it with a false front, it's that we're only giving little pieces and parts of our true self out to people that can comprehend those different aspects. I think every INFJ, at least I can speak for myself, we crave to be able to be completely authentic and whole and express ourselves fully. Unfortunately, there's probably very, very few people in our lives that we absolutely feel comfortable in doing so with. That comes with a lot of heartache, a lot of pain for us many times because we long to be accepted fully for who we are. I don't think most sensor types can understand that longing because in their world there's so much that they can do that is, really, so much of them can be pretty well comprehended and accepted by the majority of society. So they don't understand this frustration within us because we desire to have, deep conversations, deep, meaningful relationships with people. And most people just aren't able to go there. So we will compartmentalize those deeper thoughts, deeper feelings, deeper emotions, deeper conversations, deeper topics. We'll compartmentalize them. And then we will, become, like Paul says in the scriptures, I become all things to all men that I might win some. So we will take aspects, that of our personality and reveal those so we can connect on those levels to other people, to most people. Whether that's, maybe your favorite game or maybe your favorite fishing hole or maybe, uh, you know, various topics, whatever your hobby might be, or um, so there's, different things we connect with people on. I'm just speaking from my own world experience. There's things that I talk about with people on a surface level. Maybe just the weather with some people is all you can talk about. The only thing maybe it's just church. Maybe it's scriptures. As long as it's not too deep. So But the things you would really like to say, or the things you would really like to express, or the emotions you would really like to show people, you feel like you never really can quite get there because they're just not going to grasp it. They're just not going to comprehend it. And so we compartmentalize that. And sometimes those things lay dormant for years. We've laid them down for years. And it's amazing how, when certain people might come into our life, that absolutely have that key, to where they can unlock that part of yourself, myself. It's amazing sometimes what'll, flow out of us because we're like, wow, that's been there so long. I didn't know it was there. I haven't even thought about that in years, or, I've just been afraid to even, express that or think about that or even bring that up to the surface. And maybe, could even be some vulnerabilities there that we just, things that we were afraid to discuss because we were around people that weren't able to really grasp it, comprehend it, or process it. So every once in a while, the Lord brings us people into our lives that are just jewels or gems, and they become good friends. We become close, and we're able to allow some of those fragments to come out, and we express ourselves a little deeper, a little more meaningful. I believe most of us crave that as INFJs. We want to be able to feel more whole and complete in our relationships with other people. Unfortunately, we don't get the opportunity very often. Boy, if we do, we cherish those times, don't we? We really appreciate those people in our lives that allow us to express those sides of us that are always suppressed, always compartmentalized, way down deep within. So, how has compartmentalization affected some of you? Leave some of that. Leave some comments. Share with me how that has affected you over the years. Because I know with myself, it's been frustrating, and I know there's only certain parts of me that I'm allowed to really express or show to many people. Even in my own family, and especially around sensor types. There's just so much of me they can take, and the rest of us like that's too much. It's too much. So, have you ever felt like you were just too much for some people? And that's a very common feeling, I think, among many of us. And so, what are your thoughts? I'd appreciate it in the comments. Love all of you. Take care. God bless. Bye bye.